Gathering Network family, Merry Christmas Eve. Hey, real quick, I've got 3 announcements before we get started. First, I just want to remind you that there will be no video this Sunday, December 28th, as we observe a Sabbath Sunday during this holiday weekend. Secondly, if you'd like to give a year-end gift to the Gathering Network, we'd be so grateful. Our goal at the end of the year is $63,000, and all gifts can be given through the website or our app by 11:59 p.m. on December the 31st. And lastly, you guys, Covenant season begins January 4th at our next All Together. Covenant season, it's just an important time each year as we lean into the church that God has called us to be. And we'd love for you to join us from the start of that journey. Y'all, let's get back to celebrating Christmas Eve. Okay, so I'm so excited that we get to spend these moments together getting ready to celebrate Christmas Day tomorrow. Kids, are you just so excited? Well, I know that you are. Hey, wherever you are right now, we want to help you settle into this moment, Christmas Eve. You know, Christmas Eve is sort of a special moment all its own. There's such a feeling of excitement and anticipation as we get ready to give and receive gifts tomorrow, or, you know, the hope that there's going to be some good food on the table, and hopefully you will be with some people that you dearly love and that you know really love you. But on Christmas Eve, there's also a sense of just quietly waiting. And you know what? That's exactly what the world was feeling the night before Jesus was born. In fact, the people of Israel had been waiting not 1 year or 2 years, but hundreds of years for God to send his son, who the people called the Messiah, who would be a wonderful and special gift to the world. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever had to wait for a really special gift? Was there ever a year where you hoped for a really good and special gift, one that you wanted so badly, and if you finally received that gift, maybe even on Christmas morning, did it feel so special to be given such a wonderful gift? Well, let's do this today. Let's take just a few minutes to tell stories about gifts that we waited so long to receive. Something that you really hoped for, something that you wondered if you would ever really get it. And then, if you did get it, what did it feel like? But also, what did it feel like while you were waiting for it? Okay, pause the TV, take a few moments to share your stories, or if you're alone, maybe get out a journal, write that story out, or maybe just hold it quietly in prayer before God. But we will see you back here when you're done sharing in just a few minutes. Okay, well, welcome back. Hey, how did that go? Did you share some good stories, share some meaningful memories with each other? Well, I hope you did. But let me ask you, how did it feel to tell your story? Could you remember that feeling of waiting for something so badly, that anticipation, that hope of that gift, the joy of receiving it? You know, waiting for a gift is hard, especially when you've been honest about what you really wanted. When you've shared your longing or your hope, and you're trusting that someone heard you, that they'll respond by giving you the gift that you asked for. And then, if they do, it feels like you received way more than just that gift. You feel seen by them or heard by them. You feel loved by them. Well, that's what God wanted the world to feel when he sent Jesus. The people of Israel had been hoping for, they had been longing for their Messiah for hundreds of years. And on the night that Jesus was finally born, God wanted the world to know how deeply he loved them. It's just as the Gospel of John tells us. It says, God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever would believe in him, he would give them the gift of life with God forever. But what's really striking is how God gave the world this gift of his Son. Jesus didn't arrive loudly or impressively. He slipped into the world very quietly in the middle of the night as a baby born in a barn, noticed first by those who were watching and waiting for him. And maybe, just maybe, that's how he wants to come into our lives too, quietly and gently, into places that feel unseen or even messy or forgotten. And the question for us is simple. Will I recognize him when he comes? Tonight, we remember that God has already given us the greatest gift in Christ. And just like we may be waiting to open good gifts tomorrow morning, our hearts are still waiting, still longing for good gifts from God tonight. And we can believe together that he is faithful, that he hears us, that he gives us what we truly need in him. Okay, well, here's how we're going to end our time together tonight. In just a second, I'm going to ask you to pause the video again. And this time, I want you to go find a candle and a Bible. Then, wherever you are, I want you to read the Christmas story found in Luke 2, 1 through 21. Before you read the story, light the candle and then read the story, and then turn off the lights and sing the song Silent Night in Candlelight. The words are going to be on the screen for you. And you guys, I really hope that you will have a Merry Christmas tomorrow. And I want you to know we love you from Gathering Network HQ. You guys, Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas tomorrow.